Hey everyone, this is a video on the stagger method for fighting Bahamut and Ifrit. This is my preferred strategy since we can prevent Bahamut from using Megaflare, and so I wanted to show off my setup really quick. I'm going to try to emulate the setup I had the first time I tackled this. With Cloud, he had Twin Stingers, mainly for reprieve, a Chain Bangle. You can see the transference module here to get to his limit break as quickly as he can. Going through his materia, I have Revival, Chakra for quick heals on Cloud. We have Lightning and MP Absorb. They come into play into other fights here. Assess doesn't have to be here. It is what he had on at the time when I first fought this, so I'm going to do the same. You saw Elemental Fire and Armor here. This is probably the most important setup for this fight. I only had one, and I still had one. I haven't found a second one yet, but that is my setup for Cloud. And I had the Deadly Dodge with HP Absorb earlier. I'm going to switch over to Tifa. We have Purple Rain for reprieve. Force Bracelet. If you have a Chain Bangle, instead use that. At the time I had the Force Bracelet, so I'm going to emulate it. I also have the Clarity Pendant, which ironically doesn't come into play because I don't use Refocus in this fight. I do use it for other fights in the simulator. But it's better to use a regular limit break instead to rack up quick damage. For materia, she's stacked with all the ATB skills. She's my ATB battery. I try to stagger with her to maximize the amount of ATB and damage she can do. Again, Refocus, which doesn't really come into fight, but we have the magic materia here. You saw Revival and Healing plus Magnify. In case my primary healer cannot heal, Tifa is my backup healer, but she shouldn't have to heal if she doesn't have to. And she has Parry and HP Absorb. Speaking of healer, take a look at Barrett, 8 EKG cannon with the Force Bracelet, and he has the healing Carcanet to maximize his healing. For his materia, he has Provoke here. I don't even think Provoke works in this fight, but he had it on at the time. First Strike's important because I have Barrett use Time Magic to hasten himself at the beginning of the fight, make sure he gets ATB as quickly as possible. He had Revival on the left here, and enemy skill, he had it on, but it doesn't come into play. But for the sake of emulating what I had on, it's there. And we have 2 HP materials up here. He had Lightning on, it doesn't come into play. Steadfast Block does. And Prayer, of course, is our main healing tool with our second HP materia. So here's the fight. I'll try to keep the commentary at a minimum. So like I said, I usually start off with Barrett, casting haste on himself, and that way he can get the full ATP charges right away, and he can pray when I need him to pray. My general strategy here is when I notice Bahamut attacking one character, we're going to switch to another character to build up that other character's ATP charges, definitely on Barrett if he needs the ATP for prayer. Otherwise, if we're Cloud, we are going to use Disorder. And what I would typically do with Cloud, I didn't do it then, but I would use Counter Stance before switching to another character. With Tifa, I want to raise her max chi level as quickly as I can, and then just try to spam Overpower, Focus Strike right before he attacks. When Bahamut announces that he is counting down, that's usually the best time to strike and build your ATB as much as you can with all the characters.
Take the lead.
Okay, let's go. No more games.
Need my help, do you? Give them hell!
Hang back. Deal with that.
Let me.
Gotta love it. Bring it home!
Taking over.
here comes our first pressure state. We are going to use as many focus attacks as we can to build up that stagger gauge as much as we can.
Take the lead.
All set. It's on you.
Get bring it home.
Taking over. Deal with that.
Once he's out of the pressure state, we're just going to try to repeat the strategy. Now, a few times you'll see Cloud go down. It's unfortunate, but it does happen, and that's why all three characters have Raise in case they need it. And then if Barret can not heal at the time, I'll see if Tifa can do it instead. And you'll see that throughout the video.
It's on you.
Need my help.
There.
Give 'em hell.
Okay, let's go. Go.
Knock on me.
Watch yourself.
I'll damn die.
Shake it off.
Once
Okay?
more. Come on. Bring it back to full. You got this.
Let's do
Uh-huh.
this.
All set. That's it. You want it? Heads up. Heads up.
I'll give 'em hell.
Hang back. It's on you.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm counting on you. Oh, knock on me. Get my
Dive Bomb, I try to have him target Barret and run away from everyone else because I do not want them to get hit. But Barret takes this blow and it doesn't even hurt him at all.
You're up.
My turn. Get this over with.
Every little bit. There.
It's on now.
So I get Bahamut to his second pressure state here. Since Cloud has Ascension, we're going to go ahead and use that. In the meanwhile, we're going to try to build up ATB for Tifa and Barret. But as you can see, it still isn't even enough to get the stagger state. But we do get to the next phase where Bahamut starts summoning Ifrit. The strategy for Ifrit is this. You completely ignore Ifrit. We don't even touch him at all. Because we want to make sure we get Bahamut to stagger as quickly as we can. And once we do, it should be enough to try to kill Bahamut. And then we clean up killing Ifrit later. Now what you typically want to do against Ifrit is to have him try to target Cloud, since Cloud has elemental fire. He can absorb any damage Ifrit deals to him. Otherwise, it's just the same old strategy that you try to do here.
Deal with that.
Bring it. It's on you.
You got this.
My turn.
since Bahamut is so close to Stagger, I YOLO'd it here with Barret and I used Catastrophe. And it was just enough to get him into Stagger. At this point, I just go all out on Bahamut until he's down.
Don't stop now.
Not this one.
Let's kick it up a notch.
No more games.
And as you can see, Tifa's Limit Break takes Bahamut down. Then we just clean up Ifrit, who is a joke of a fight. So I hope this video helped you out. Definitely my preferred way of fighting Bahamut. It's faster, it's more aggressive, it's just my style. And I hope this helped you out. So until next time, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.
Won't happen again.